Guys, Matt Brown here for TheLines.com. Let's talk some Sunday night football. Good one here. Chiefs and the Chargers. Chiefs on the road at the Chargers. Of course, guys, everything we do, absolutely free. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Give us a little thumbs up, and then in the comment section, let us know how you are taking on this one, as the Chiefs are favored by 5.5 on the road. 52.5 is the prevailing total. There's a 52 out there if you're looking to play the over in this thing. I'll scroll down a little bit so you can read along. Big news here. No Juju Smith-Schuster for the Chiefs. He is out with a concussion. They had to put Mecole Hardman on the IR as well. So down a couple of receivers. And receiver news on the Charger side as well. Both star wide receivers are listed as questionable. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. That said, both got in some full practices on Friday, both expected to play. Now, various reports from beat writers as to whether they'll be on a pitch count, snap count, whatever you want to call it. Specifically with Keenan Allen and that hamstring, maybe he won't be out there running every single down because he said that hamstring was still lingering for him. So something that we want to pay attention to here with this one. So from an offensive perspective, and if we take a look, and I'll just continue to sit here and let you read this here, but from an offensive perspective, the Chiefs team's just an absolute truck. We know that. The only thing is they're passing at the highest rate over expected in the NFL on early downs. So, when the expectation is maybe for a run or something like that, they're passing more than any team in the NFL, which has led to maybe Mahomes. Look, he's been intercepted in 4 straight games, and he just throws a ton of passes. When you throw a ton of passes, sometimes you're going to get intercepted, right? And so I'm not too incredibly worried about that. Mahomes still ridiculously efficient. If you look here, the overall offense, number 1 overall offense DVOA, number 2 overall offense according to Pro Football Focus, number 1 offense EPA, number 3 in offensive success rate, 3rd in yards per play, 5th in early down success rate, number 1 in early down EPA. I mean, the second rated red zone offense, number 1 in points per play. I mean, literally, I could just go on and on and on and on and on. If you want to poke a hole in this offense, it would be the rushing offense. For a season overall anyway, they're kind of middle of the pack-ish to the lower half. But that being said, of that, what we did see last week is Andy Reid, because Andy Reid is just incredibly smart, is against the Jags, they ran 11 personnel, 74% of the snaps, and then they just ran the ball more out of the 11 personnel. So when you have the 11 personnel out there with the wide receivers and only the 1 tight end, teams have to run more nickel and dime, right? And so you have a lighter defense out there. You don't have as many bulky bodies out there because you have more guys out there who are trying to cover the receivers. So he ran the ball against the lighter defense. And with that, they had their best rushing game of the year from an EPA per play expected, from an EPA per rush expectation. And what we're getting, is Andy Reid just being Andy Reid and being smarter than everybody else. And so I imagine he'll have something up his sleeve in this game as well. The main thing for me here is just the miss. It is a big mismatch for this Kansas City offense against this defense for the Chargers that have been absolutely ravaged by injuries, just absolutely obliterated by injuries. And so I'll scroll down here a little bit further for you to read some of the other stuff in the article. The offense has not been nearly as efficient for the Chargers either, but of course it's been guys in and out of the offense all year long, right? And the thing is this spread was sitting at 6. The news came out that the receivers were practicing and were likely to play this week, and this thing came off the 6. This thing not only came off the 6, it went all the way down to 4.5, which is where I jumped in and said, okay, this is a buy point here on the Chiefs, right? We're looking at offense for this Chargers team. 24th DVOA, 26th according to Pro Football Focus. Their rush offense, DVOA at least, is the worst rush offense in the entire NFL. They can't get anything done on the ground. And from a passing perspective, they're just average. Now, again, injuries, I get it. But for us to think that a high ankle sprain for Mike Williams, this hamstring injury that has been limited Keenan Allen to like 22 snaps since week 1, and they're just going to come right in and just pick right up, where we thought they were going to be coming into this season, I think is a bit naive in this handicap. I mean, I expect them to make a difference. I don't expect it to be just this smooth running offense, which, by the way, this Chargers team has not had a good offense all season long. And to think that, these guys come off of these, miss an extended time for Allen, a couple of weeks here for Williams, and he's coming back on the early end of this high ankle sprain. injury window. The Kansas City defense has just been all right, average, middle of the pack. And so I do expect the Chargers to score some points in this game. It's not like I think they're going to go out here and just get completely stifled. But I think it's crazy to think that just because these guys are coming back, that this is just, it's the Chargers team that we thought heading into 2022. Listen, I was as high on this team as anything. I predicted them to go to the Super Bowl. I expected the Chiefs to take a step back. When you're wrong, right? You adjust your handicap. This is a big mismatch when this Chiefs, the Chargers lost 2 more starters as well on the defensive side of the ball this past week. I mean, it's a shell of the defense that we thought they were going to get. Christian Covington got lost to a torn pec. They had to release Jerry Tillery. I mean, it's just they're not going to be able to shut down Mahomes and company for the entire course of the game. And so I took the 4.5. The 5.5 is a dead number. I think anything under 6 is playable. 6 was my cutoff. I thought 6 was appropriate. This is going to be a pass. Wasn't going to play this game. I thought that was a great number. And the fact that it moved off of, a couple of wide receivers that have been hurt coming in and all that, just to me, too much of a move. So I do like the Chargers on the side. I think the totals drifted a little bit too high again off of this wide receiver news this thing's now drifted up past that 51, which we know is key-ish number when it comes to totals. This game could play in the mid-20s and not get there, right? At 51, 52 and a half where it sits right now. I mean, 27-23, and this game doesn't get there, so yeah. So anyway, for me, I lean towards the under. It's not in the account, but I do lean towards the under in this one. Kadarius Toney, wide receiver they traded for the Chiefs. I'm talking about. Look, this is just a play on someone has to step up other than Kelsey, and maybe I'll be proven right. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I think maybe his prop numbers after Sunday night are going to be more in the upper 50s, maybe even low 60s, because he's going to have to step into that wide receiver 1 role because they don't have a choice. And so I'm playing the over on the 50.5. I want to get ahead of this number before this thing gets out of control. You can see, though, there are some bigger numbers that are out there. So somebody was betting over on Toney as well. And I'll take the over on the 50.5 for him stepping into that wide receiver 1 role. Got a bigger role last week and it's just forced into a bigger role now. No Juju, no McCole Hardman. It's got to be Toney. It's got to be Kelsey. It's got to be Marquez Valdez-Scantling out there. From a same game parlay, just basically illustrating what I've said so far to you guys. Chiefs on the money line. I thought that the total drifted a little bit too far based off of the Chargers offensive standpoint. So I gave ourselves a few points buffer here, took the under at 55. Mahomes doing Mahomes things. He throws for at least 275. And then Toney, like I said, gets to his receiving prop that we just talked about. And with all that pays a little over 6-1 if we want to tell that Chiefs story right there. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I see that keeps this thing, and it could, because Mahomes, like I said, he's thrown an interception in 4 straight games. If he ends up throwing multiple picks, stuff like that, I think that this game maybe could stay a little bit closer. And then certainly that the Chargers, if you want to play the Chargers, just wait and see if you can get the 6. I think the 6 is fine. Again, 6 is a key-ish number these days, right? I mean, I think that's perfectly fine. Hold out. Don't take the 5.5 because until maybe like right before kickoff, because it's not going to get worse for you, right? And if it goes from 5.5 to 5, it doesn't matter. Those are dead numbers as it is anyway. So hold out for the 6 certainly if you're going to be playing the Chargers in this game. Guys, as always, everything we do absolutely free. Please click that subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section how you were playing this thing, any other props that you saw. And of course, up here, upper right-hand corner, that's the Discord. Get in there, chat with the game with everybody who is going to be following this thing live. And good luck on your Sunday Night Football bets.